What's up, guys? Welcome back to Purcell's Pro Detail. It's been a while since I've posted on this platform, especially in this type of context, speaking right to the camera. I don't know what it's been lately. I've just been really obsessed with posting short form content on Instagram. I don't know why. It's like I figured out what works on Instagram and I've just been obsessed with it. I've been posting 3 to sometimes 6 times a day on Instagram. And just like in the past 3 to 4 weeks, I've gone from having about less than 1,000 followers to now almost having 7,000 followers. So I've just been obsessed with that. But with doing that, I've been giving a lot of tips and advice to new detailers. And I get maybe 5 to 15 messages a day on Instagram asking how to get more customers and how to set up pricing. So I figured I would just go off on a little rant here and just lay it all out for you who are just starting in the detailing game. Maybe you just started your detailing business recently, or you're looking to as we roll into spring. Maybe it's been about a year or two and you're just struggling a little bit. You're just riding the struggle bus in terms of figuring out your pricing and how to get more customers. So number one, how to figure out your pricing. My pricing is going to be a million times different than yours. I've been in business for about 10 years and I live in New England, which might be a little bit more expensive than, let's say, if you live in Nebraska. That's another thing. I've been doing coaching calls with detailers all over the country. I just spoke to a coaching client about 2-3 weeks ago in Nebraska. His shop rent is $500 a month, whereas me, the average shop rent over here is $2,000 a month plus. So huge difference. My pricing is going to be way different than his. And rightfully so. The cost of living is just a little bit different. But depending on where you live, where you're located, the service area that you're looking to perform the work in, what you need to do is go on Google Maps, Apple Maps, just go on Google in general, look up other detailers that are well established, and just pretend to be a customer. Give them a call. I would call about 5 to 10 detailers. Pretend to be a customer and just come up with a random year, make, and model of a vehicle, come up with some random concerns and see what kind of packages that they offer. And what I would do is write all this down, average them out, and then because you're new and because you have no experience, I would undercut the average by at least maybe 10 to 15%. Depends how crazy you want to go and how desperate you are for work. So, if you're really desperate for work, you have no work at all. Not that I'm saying you should be the cheap guy, but you should definitely be considerably cheaper and more affordable than your competition if you want people to call you. You don't want to be too dirt cheap, because then you're going to attract the crappy customers, the cheap customers, the customers with the really bad, nasty vehicles, but you definitely want to be on the more affordable side. So that's what I would do. Don't ask other detailers in different countries and in different states or even different cities, to be honest with you, what you should be charging. Your pricing should not be anywhere near or like anyone else's that you're speaking to that is not in your service area. So pretend to be a customer. That's how you're going to get a good idea of what to charge. Another thing, how do I get more customers? Most of us who are getting into this detailing industry, this detailing business, we're getting into it because we don't have any money or we need more money. So we really don't want to spend unnecessary money on ads. So how can we get customers for free? Join local Facebook groups. For example, my shop is in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So I looked up on Facebook under the groups tab, Seekonk, Massachusetts. I looked up neighboring towns and cities. Also do a quick search for what towns and cities in your area have the highest average household income. All right. Not to try and scope out the rich people, but obviously people that are more wealthy, they have more disposable income to be able to afford services such as detailing, which is not a necessity. It's a luxury. People don't need their cars detailed. They just want them detailed. So try to target high income areas, join those local Facebook groups, and try to do your best at obeying their rules, because you don't want to get kicked out of the groups because you're going to be using these as your main source of free advertising. So come up with a nice post, share it on your Facebook page, and then share that into the Facebook groups. Do it once or twice a week, whatever the groups allow, and join 20 or 30 groups. All right. This method doesn't work as good as it did, let's say, 10 years ago. There's a lot of spammers scams on these groups that they pretend to be auto detailers when really they're not. They're like some dude in like a different state or a different country, and it's like an agency, and they pretend to be a detailer. And what they do is they get the customer's info and they sub out the work. But it's still very effective, and it's really good for brand awareness. You want your name out there as much as humanly possible. And this way, people, when they stumble upon your name, it becomes familiar. All right, so you definitely want to be very familiar with the locals in your town or city that you're servicing. You want, when people think about auto detailing in that specific city, you want your name to come to mind. So whatever it takes to get your name out there for free, make sure you network and like and follow, comment other small businesses on Instagram and Facebook, such as coffee shops, barber shops, hair salons, restaurants. You want to be present and commenting on those accounts as well, because think about your target audience, your target customer. Those customers are going to be, sorry for getting distracted. They are going to be looking at and following and commenting and liking those other local small businesses. So get your name out there in front of those people, those accounts, audiences as well. And that's just going to further bring more brand awareness about your brand, your company, the services that you offer to all the people in your local area for free. So if you do this, you think outside the box, go door knocking if you have to. Go to nice neighborhoods. Some people don't like solicitations and people bothering them at their front door, but as long as you're professional, clean, and you're kind and courteous about the way that you approach them, people won't really mind. It's a good way to just throw out some cards, some flyers, maybe some discounts that you can offer them on the spot if you're desperate for work. But think outside the box. That's what you got to do, especially in such a competitive and kind of saturated market that we're in with detailing. Ever since COVID, everyone and their sister and their dog started a detailing business. So it's just the way it has to be. It's the way it flies now. So hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys on the next video.